All right, so once again, we wrote the congruent statement. We named the first one JKL, and then we matched up. J and T went together, K and S, and L and R, because each of those were congruent with each other. All right. Next one, corresponding sides. So I'm going to pick a side just on this left one. I'm just going to pick this one. And what's the name of that side? JL. So JL. And you don't have to do this either, but if it would probably help you if you like mark off, see how like I kind of drew a line by JL. That way I know I don't need to pick that one again. Now I need to see which ones correspond with it. So when I look at J, which letter corresponds with J? R? No, R doesn't. T. Just, and then why does J and T correspond with each other?
Oh, because they have two.
The little curve things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, J has 2, T has 2. Those are the corresponding ones. So I'm going to put T. And then which one corresponds with L? R. So JL is congruent to TR. And I'm going to mark TR because I got it completed.
Is it wrong if you put it in a different order?
No. No, you can have them in different orders. Like you could have said LJ and RT. Just make sure you flip the letters together. Like the right ones are corresponding. All right, next one. What's the name of this one right here that I'm coloring with the red? KL. Which one corresponds with K? S. And then which one corresponds with L? R. So SR. So these two go together. And if you notice, like the red ones, KL and SR, they both have 2 tick marks. So they go together as well. That's another way of looking at it, okay? That this side and this side go together. And last one, because we have 3 sides, so we're going to have 3 pairs. We're going to mark this one. What's the name of that blue one? JK. And it's which one goes with J? T. Which one with K? S. Okay. And now we need to find the corresponding angles.
The one that we did different. It's just like Q, K, and S, right?
Well, yeah, so like, for example, now we'll do like angle L. Which one corresponds with angle L? Nope. Angle R. Because they both have one curve. Okay.
Wait, you said, oh yeah. Oh.
And remember, if you look at your congruent statement here, see how L's the 1, 2, third one? 1, 2, 3 here is going to be R. Okay? They're going to match up in the congruent statement too. So once you write the congruent statement, like L and R are going together, K and S, J and T. Okay? So which one goes with K?
S.
Angle K is congruent to angle S. Make sure you're putting your symbols as well. If you don't put the symbols, it'd be wrong. And then which one with J?
T.
Angle J is congruent to angle T. So when we look at this next one, it says in the diagram, triangle ALX is congruent to triangle GIW. What is this thing here that they gave us? What do we call that?
Triangle.
What's triangle, but
Congruent statement.
congruent statement, right? So they gave it to me this time. Makes our life a lot easier. Because when they give us a congruent statement, we know like A and G are the first ones. They go together. L and I are the second ones. They go together. X and W, and so on, right? Okay. So now it wants us to complete the statement on each one. So the first one says segment IG. Segment IG. So Kamori, looking at letter I there, which one is corresponding with letter I? So I is up here in the GIW, it's in the middle. Which one corresponds with it? Yep. So it's going to be L. So it'd be L. Okay. An I, which one matches up with G? A. G's the first one, and A's the first one. So it's going to be LA. And make sure you put your symbols. So whatever symbol they give you, match the same symbol. So if they give you segment symbol or angle symbol, make sure you do it. Okay? So segment IG is congruent to segment LA. Next, we have angle X. Samuel R. Which one corresponds with angle X?
Angle W.
Angle W. They're both the last ones in the statement. Okay. All right. Does anybody remember what, on this next one, it says M of angle W? What does that M stand for? Measure. Very good. So make note, this is measure. And when I'm looking for the measure, what am I looking for on something? The actual number, right? How much does it actually equal? So it's the measure of angle W. And if you notice, right after W, what kind of symbol is this?
Equals.
Equals. What is this symbol? Congruent, right? So equal, congruent. Remember, congruent has a little tilde on top. So make note that if they give you a congruent symbol, you're going to write the letters. You're going to answer with letters. If they give you an equal sign, you're going to write numbers or answer with numbers. So congruent, give me letters. Equal sign, they want numbers. Does anybody know how we're going to find the measure of angle W? Huh? Okay, so use its congruent angle. Which one is it congruent with? X. And how much does X equal? 92. So we know W is going to be 92 as well, right? Because X and W are congruent. They're corresponding with each other. So it's going to be 92 degrees. Okay, very good. Now the next one, it's supposed to have an M in front of it too. Measure of angle X. How much does measure of angle X equal, class?
92.
92 as well. Okay. Then the last one here says triangle WIG. It's congruent. So I'm going to do triangle. 1. Which one matches up with W? So like when I look up here, W, which one on this side matches with X? Good. Okay. Rigoberto, which one matches with I? L. Samuel A, which one matches with G? A. XLA. Okay. So once again, we just compared these two. We said both these are 50, both of these are 60. Then we looked at this one. We know all three always add to 180, so we did 50 plus 60, 110. 180 minus 110 gave us 70 on that. The next one. Don't let it confuse you just because they're butted up against each other. They still work the same way. So I'm going to go a little quicker. Angle P is 60, so I know angle S is 60. This one in the bottom's got 40 degrees, so this one's going to be 40 degrees.
So we have to add the same thing, like 60 plus 40.
Mm-hmm. But we just have one little extra steps here. So let's focus on this triangle on the left here. We know these are going to add together and equal how much? 180. So I'm going to do 60 plus 40 plus 5y equals 180. Combine like terms, 60 and 40. 5y. 60 plus 40
100.
plus 5y equals 180. What do I do now? Subtract the 100 from both sides. 5y is equal to how much? 80. Then last step. Divide by 5. And y equals 16. All right, so this one says find x and find y. Okay. So let's find x. When we look at this, x is in that 2x minus 50. Is that talking about an angle or is that talking about a side? So I heard angle, why?
Because it's pointing on that side.
Okay, so it's pointing to the little corner. Remember, the angles are on the corner. The sides are the length here. What's another way I can tell that this is talking about an angle, the 2x minus 50?
The little something.
What do we call that? What do we call this, class?
Degree.
Degrees, right? Remember, angles are always measured in degrees. On this one right here, the 13m, what does that m stand for? Yeah, meters, right? Okay. So remember, sides are like meters, inches, feet, something like that, centimeters, and angles are always in degrees. Okay. So we know that this 2x minus 50 is talking about this angle u right here. So I'm looking for angle u. Now, when I look up here at my congruent statement, which one is corresponding with angle u? N. They're both in the middle, right? So we know that u and n are corresponding. So they're going to be congruent with each other. So we know angle u is congruent to angle n. Okay. Now let's plug in for each of these so we can see if we can find u. U is what right now? What do they give us that u is? So plug that in, 2x minus 50. And just switch it from congruent symbol, you can just say equals. What is angle n? Do we know? No, we don't know what angle n is right now. Well, that's a terrible question mark. Can we find angle n though? Yes. How can we find it?
142 plus 24.
Okay, so he's saying 142 plus 24. We have two of them. What does all three inside have to equal? 180. So we're going to come over here to the side. We're going to do 142 plus 24. What does that give me? 166. And then 180 minus 166 is 14. Okay, so now we plug that back in. So it's going to equal to 14. Now we can simply solve for this, right? Okay. So what's my first step? Add 50 to both sides. Bring my 2x. 50 plus 14? 64. Last step? Divide by 2. And x equals 32. Okay, so there's the x. So we found one of them. Now we just got to find the other one. Any questions on finding x?
No.
All right, let's find y now. Now the one that has the y in it, 64 minus y, is that an angle or a side?
Side.
That one's a side. Okay. What is the name of that side that it's on right there, that this 64 minus y is on?
NP.
NP, because it's this one right here, right? N to P. So I'm going to fill in, I know NP. And we need to figure out which one is congruent to NP.
US.
So I go up here. N is my second one. P is my third one in the congruent statement. What's the second and third one on the other one?
US.
U and S. So NP is equal to US. Okay. Now let's see if we can plug in for these. NP is equal to what right now?
64 minus 1.
64 minus Y. And then US is equal to what?
30.
Is anybody second that?
Yes.
Yep. US is equal to 13 because right here, US is this side right here, and it's 13 meters. Okay. So NP was 64 minus Y. US is 13. Now we just solve for it. We know we need to get that 64 to the other side. Thomas, how am I going to do that?
Minus 64.
Subtract 64. So I have negative y is equal to, what does that give me? Jacob, 13 minus 64 is what? negative 51. And then what's the last step, River?
Yeah, divided.
By?
Negative y.
Not negative y, negative 1. There you go. And y equals what, class? Just positive 51. Okay. Now we found x and y. So that's it.